Y'all probably wonder what's going on, but yes, that's me, my son, and his mom. Hold on, don't click off this video real quick. I'm going to show you why I'm posting this video with Terrence Crawford, because he inspired this.
Bud came out with his hands balled up. And his daddy said, we got $1 million baby boy, and I said, we ain't got...
Now let's get back to the video, but I'll explain everything here shortly.
This is my event. Okay, this is my event. If you're not going to do this, you're not going to do this shit. Call the let my phone in. Come on. I'm trying to.
Renee, stop. Get your up here. Come here.
To give context, the father and his son were at a basketball game. Then the mother came and tried to take the son.
He's grabbing onto me. He's grabbing onto me.
Like I said already, call the police. Call the police. You already the child. I'm not hurting him. That's your son. That's your son. Now he can kick it from me for you. I don't care. I don't care. This is my son. I have rights. Right?
I know. You gotta be quiet.
I can't fully show what just happened, but essentially, someone came and tried to grab the mother off of the young boy. I also wanted to point this freeze frame out, as it's clear this boy loves his father and does not want to go with his mother.
The video y'all saw was of my son when he was younger. His mom pulled up on us when we was at an event and was claiming that I kidnapped my son and that I was brainwashing my son, I was neglecting my son, I was putting my son in danger. She was just recently in a situation where her house got shot up close to 30 times. 2 people died. She was shot. Her boyfriend was shot. She got shot. And her family member got shot, but he got killed. So her boyfriend got killed and her cousin got killed. She survived. But one thing about that situation, she ran towards the kid's bedroom, or she ran towards a bedroom that was right lined up with the kids. So when they, thank God that, you know, the bullets didn't go through them and through the walls. But that's just a side note. But
remember, she claimed that he was the one putting the kid in danger and saying he kidnapped his son? Turns out she lied, and she was the one putting her son in danger. How she even managed to get custody in the first place is concerning.
After that situation happened, my son was staying with me. She pulled up on us, was like, I kidnapped my son. The only reason why my son was with me and was not with his mom during this time period was because, for one, or the dude she was with, he was selling, and so he tried to rob somebody and it went wrong. So they tried to set up some dude and he got them before they can get him, even though she tries to spin the story. But when he was interrogated after he getting caught, that's what he came up with. So before he got caught, I didn't know what was going on. So I made sure I went to go get my son, because when this happened, the government was trying to step in and maybe see what was going on, see if a kid was being neglected, because there was a bunch of kids in the house when this happened. So I made sure I got my son immediately. So since she was in the hospital, so my son wouldn't be in the system. So I went to go get my son and was calling up to the hospital. They wouldn't release any information because she was shot. They couldn't catch the suspect yet. So whenever someone gets shot, if you're not like a certain type of family member, they don't let you come into the hospital room or get or you can't call up to the hospital and get information about who you're looking for. So I tried that, didn't work. So I had to wait for, you know, her to reach out to me. When she did, she just started flipping, cussing me out, was like, where my son at? You keeping my son from me? I was just shot. And she kept arguing with me. And I was like, okay, just talk to your son. Here goes Damari. And I put my son on the phone. I was just like, here, talk to your son. I put my son on the phone, and she was just still cussing and cussing and cussing and cussing and cussing and cussing. He was trying to get her attention, and he was like, Dad, she's not talking to me. She's just cussing you out. And then I said, let her know you're on the phone. And when he said his name, she was like, I don't care. Put your dad back on the phone. And I'm like, oh, you're crazy. I said, why won't you talk to him? He's like, no, you're trying to be slick. You're trying to keep him from me because you're trying to get off of child support.
She doesn't care about her son. She's just using him to get child support. The son knows this because he was latching onto his father's arm, refusing to go with the mother after she tried to forcefully take him with her.
I'm not going to go on this whole backstory on child support, but this woman had me on child support. She put me on child support, and she played games because she was playing me and someone else, was trying to make it seem like it was someone else's baby when it was mine. And I was trying to say it was mine, but she was telling him it was his, and he was going crazy, putting his hands on her, trying to, hurt me maybe supposedly, but I wasn't, phasing it. But he was making threats towards me, because of her. And she was playing all these games and trying to later on marry me when I was in the military, and was telling him she was going to get my car and divorce me, take everything. And then my son was going to be with them because, she was pinning my son on him and saying he wasn't mine. It was just messy. So she got exposed. Everything blew up. She couldn't, she couldn't accept her responsibility in what she caused, the damage she caused in this family amongst people in the community. So later on, she never got a DNA test, never knew if he was mine at the time. So when I went to Afghanistan, she popped up at the house to come see me. Was like, hey, here's your son. And then I knew he was mine because I can just see it clear as day. My name was already on the birth certificate, but I knew he was mine. So I'm like, cool, we need to work stuff out. I need to be in my son's life. I don't like all that drama. She's like, cool. I leave, go to Afghanistan, boom. About a month, 2 months later, I had to go to court, didn't know it. So I had a child support hearing. They put me on child support. But because she pulled up on me before I went to Afghanistan, I set stuff up my mom to send her $1,000 a month. So I was giving her $1,000 a month. Then child support was hitting me for like 600 some change. So I was giving her about $1,600 a month for one kid. And then by the time I came back, they were still expecting me to pay that amount. So I was literally broke. But anyway, she was doing all this, spending money on some other guy. My son was in Dookie diapers, pee diapers. She's feeding this dude lobster, steak, everything. I'm helping paying the bills. My mom was helping out. When my mom found out, she told me, and I was livid. But she wasn't pouring into my son. She didn't care about my son. By the time I got out the army, my son was already living with someone else, living with her aunt. And she wasn't taking responsibility of my son, but she was still collecting child support payments. And child support never stopped it, interrupted, no, nothing. It was terrible. I will break this stuff down if y'all want more on like what was my mind frame, why I didn't go to courts, or, a little bit more about me. But anyway, so just fast forward to the future. She just was neglecting my son so many different times. I was trying to get close to my son. I finally got real close to my son, got him with me, and was, making him, trying to help him become a better person than what I was. And so he can break any family curses. Next, I found out my son is lacking a lot of different tool sets, or he's lacking a lot of different skill sets or tools that he needs to survive in the future, definitely as a man. So I found out his mom was just chasing other dudes. She was wanting me. She was using my son as a pawn to get money out of me or to get me back with her. If I couldn't be with her, she was going to get money to make me suffer and to try to keep me from being with other people. And she said it out of her mouth. I got other proof too that y'all can listen to. But anyway, so when that moment came and her house got shut up and I see my son was still behind in life and struggling with certain things, they was calling him Debo. He was a bully. He wasn't doing good in school. He didn't have really any skill sets. He stuttered. I used to stutter. He didn't know how to read, spell. I was like, bump that. He's with me. I'm about to get him right. And until we find this guy who up your house, almost killed my son and these kids, he can't come back with you just because of the way you was cussing on the phone while he was talking to you. And then all you was focused on was child support. I let you get child support for 2 years while he was still living with me. Never called and complained about it or nothing. But as soon as I was like, hey, I want to stop the child support, so I'm sitting in a private school, I'm doing all this extra stuff for him, I need this money to come into my household with my family, you was popping up, torturing my family, doing all this extra stuff. You popping out at events, trying to say I kidnapped my son, all because of child support. I can give y'all more backstory, but I'm going to just say now, my son saw that Terrence Crawford video, and I thank God that we already put him in boxing, or I've been teaching him how to box basketball, but he's loved boxing even more, and he's more inspired to fight back for his life because he saw Bud's story with his mom. And so seeing how his mom thought about him and how his dad thought about him, he's like, that's like my same situation. My dad been speaking great things about me. So he wants to see, and his mom done called him stupid, dumb, all kind of stuff. And I speak differently. I speak against that. So my son's going to make it. We're trying to get him to the NBA. He might go boxing now. So if he goes to boxing, I'm going to move back to my hometown and put him in a gym with Bud, since I know Bud, and, you know, see if Bud would show my son some love, not like give him extra cool points, but just show him how to, you know, get that little edge, that dog. Because I have it too, but, you know, sometimes you need other people from the community to pour into people. I'm not a blocker of blessings. So I just wanted to make this video real quick just to let people know, like, hey, fella, speak out, stand up, use your voice. I didn't speak out, but I have documented stuff over the years. I just never spoke up because I didn't think there was a platform for it. Sorry, y'all, I'm just getting passionate. I didn't think there was a platform for it. But people have been showing mad love on the video for Terrence Crawford, speaking up, you know, giving him praise, was saying like his mom was wrong for that. They spoke, you know, blessings over the dad, but the mom, she might have changed by now. So, you know, I'm open for forgiveness and second chances, but you got to really show the work. You can't just say the stuff and just expect someone to forgive you, because if you've been forgiven already and you already blew the word forgiven without putting the work in to get forgive, bump that. So
I quickly want to give a shout out to all the single fathers out there. And I also want to congratulate our brother here for getting through that situation and being there for his son when he needed him the most.